Okay, hopefully you can hear me. But as far as figuring out, since you had the question about how to like figure out your intuition and figure out like if you're foraging from the wild, how can I figure out like if a plant wants me or is letting me take some of like their leaves or their bark or whatever it is? That's purely intuition. As you practice and as you get like more comfortable with like witchcraft and using your intuition, it'll become easier and easier and easier to know like what is a yes and what is a no. For the most part, if it's a no, you'll know. It's like you can either feel it as like a gut reaction, or you can feel it as like in your head it just like is like a no. Um, it's mostly about like trying to push away the conscious thought and trying to figure everything out, and more trying to accept like what is just like an automatic. It's very like there should be no rationale behind it. It just is and is. It's not like a what. Um, but for like the gut feeling, sometimes maybe you'll feel like a little bit nauseous or get like a spike of anxiety. Um, Something that's usually like associated with a no or a negative feeling. For a yes, it can either be if you like are working on your intuition and you're not really sure yet. Sometimes it can just be like a feeling of like neutralness. That can be considered yes if you like are really great in your intuition. But yeses, you'll also know yeses like feels good. You're like it's a yes. They say like you feel like a positive feeling in your gut. You could hear like in your head like not like voices obviously, but like you know you have like conscious thought and you can hear your own thoughts. You might hear like a little yes, but you'll know. It's like there should be no like trying to figure it out. There should be no trying to like figure out the rationale behind what is a yes, what is a no. It's just asking your tree or whatever, like, can I harvest some pine needles? Putting your hand on it or just standing nearby, closing your eyes, focusing, and just knowing. It's like an immediate response to where it'll start feeling like a negative response, or you'll feel a positive response that'll be like a yes. Yeah, you can also work through your intuition through like divination, through tarot cards, pendulums, runes. There's so many types of divination that are like so accessible. You can, even if you have playing cards, you can use playing cards as tarot cards as a form of divination. If you have like little charms or coins, in fact, you can do that. There's also apps actually that you can download on your phone. I sent you guys some of them. The one that I use the most is like ESP Trainer. That one's really simple. It's basically just like 4 squares, and you use your intuition to try and figure out which square is like the right square. And if you're correct, they'll have like a positive association, so it'll like start learning in your unconscious brain that trusting your intuition is a good thing. And if you're wrong, it'll just light up the wrong square instead of like associating something negative with being wrong. Yeah, I think that's it.